Hey everybody, it's Aquila, and this is a Lefty Knitter podcast. This is episode 84. It is Monday, September 28th. Wearing my new shirt. I want to show you guys. John got it for me. He has the same shirt, so we can twin and whatnot. But we both love John Prine. We were very upset when he passed away. So if you know John Prine at all, you'll know this song. It's super cute. I love it. So we are back from vacation. So I apologize. I did not put out a video for that last week. And yeah, I'm just going to start fresh this week. Yeah. So welcome to any old viewers and welcome back to any new viewers. That didn't work. That was backwards. See? 1 week off and I'm screwing it all up. All right. You can find me on all the links down below on Instagram and Ravelry and all the places. I try to always say where my link is coming from because some people are still having issues with Ravelry. I haven't tried the new Ribbler. Is that what it's called? Ribbler? I haven't looked into that yet. So if anybody has, let me know down below how you like it and whatnot. So yes, we were on vacation for a week. We went up to New England, so John had never been up to where his mom's new house is, so we traveled up there. She lives in Massachusetts, so we did end up going into Boston a little. We went to Salem. We also drove up to New Hampshire, and we went to the White Mountain, and we took the cog train up the mountain from an elevation of 2,000 feet to 8,000 feet. We could only go 3/4 of the way. The wind was too strong and they were like, no. So we had to stop. We couldn't really get out there either at that platform. So that was kind of bummer, but it's okay. I could insert some pictures and stuff. So maybe I'll do that as I'm talking. Yeah, so we took the cog train, which was really cool. That was in New Hampshire, and John got to walk on the Appalachian Trail in New Hampshire, so that made him excited. He has a big dream of doing the Appalachian Trail one day, but for the time being, he has just stepped on it in multiple states. So he's very excited that he got to step on it in New Hampshire. Yeah, so then we did take a trip up the coast, Route 1A, I believe it is, through New Hampshire into Maine, and saw all the beautiful houses. We stopped at 3 beaches in 3 different states. Hazel was very excited. We have lots of rocks and shells, and I can, like I said, I'll be maybe just inserting pictures as I'm talking here. So that meant I had a lot of knitting time, and I showed you guys the 2 yarns that I planned on picking one to knit my socks. I think I showed you which one I picked. I ended up picking the Wild Hare yarn. And this was the colorway Eclipse. This is on the Pinnacle Fingering. It's a 75-25 and it's 460 yards for 100 grams. So I finished my socks. It took me a week and 1 day, but I finished. I could have probably got more done, but there was times that this yarn is dark and I just couldn't see it really well. And I wasn't trying to kill my eyes in the dark knitting on these. So I have 2 socks. Boom. There, screen cap. I love using 9-inch circulars. I do my socks on a US 1. And I cast on 64 stitches. I did about 20 rounds of a 2x2 rib. I hate how the ribbing looks with there. It looks so much better in, obviously, the stockinette portion. I do a heel flap and gusset, which I thought the heel flaps turned out really cool because you're slipping every other stitch. And yeah, and then I just do a decrease for my toe. I don't do anything special. Every other row I decrease. So yay! These are really cool. I wasn't sure how I felt about it at first. But as I was like posting pictures and people were commenting, and then I was like just looking at how it knits up, I think it turned out really, really awesome. Sorry, there's a hair. Don't you hate that when you have like a hair? It's worse when it goes down your shirt, like in your bra. So there's a close-up. Really cool. I looked at her colorway that's called Eclipse on her website now. It doesn't look like this to me when I looked at it. It looked like it had pink in it. I'm not quite sure, but I still really like it. I like how it does the mini striping and it does pull kind of, you know, there is like some sort of pulling effect to it. All right, so there's those. I did work on my sweater just the tiniest little bit, my simple Hug Cardi, but I am not going to show you that. It's not enough to show. But so yeah, while we were there, we bought things and whatnot, and you know, we ate out a lot, and I feel like I gained so much weight just eating out so much. But it was good. All the food was good. We got to go to Coco Loco, which is a Mexican place, and I believe that's in Maine. And it was as good as it was the last time we went, and John was even impressed. And he is pretty hard to impress because he loves when he goes to see his friend in Austin, Texas, and the tacos there, he say, are just amazing and nothing is better. He didn't say they were better, but he did not complain about them. So I didn't get to go to any yarn stores. So there was 3 yarn stores that are close to my in-laws. The one is Circle of Stitches, which I've been to. That is in Salem, Massachusetts. The other 2 was near Endicott College. Didn't get to go. It was just, I didn't know if I needed appointments, and I just didn't call, and I didn't need yarn. John said I could go if I really wanted to, but we didn't. We went to this castle. I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to put a name here. And it was built in like 1920 something, I believe. And the gentleman who built it, all the different parts of the castle were different periods of like architecture. And in this one area off the big ballroom room, the great room, was like a fountain and a pond and all this, and it looked like provincial France, I guess, maybe like 1500s, 1600s then. And he actually had storefronts brought in to the United States to put in this area. It was crazy. It was really cool. There was like hidden doors and we could walk through all the different rooms. The only part we couldn't go to was like the private chambers. Nobody lives there, but in his will he said that he did not want people touring that because he figured it was going to be on a historical registry at some point. The property was beautiful. They have weddings there. It was really cool. We got to go there. I did not buy tarot cards in Salem, and I had wanted to, but the shop we went into that I knew I wanted to get some from had a very minimal selection, and I was like, none of it's vibing at all. And I feel like it has to like call you, right? Like you have to like hear it singing to you and be like, draw you in, and you're like, that's the one I want, that's the deck I want. I have one deck, and I haven't done tarot in a while, and I've wanted to do it more. And so we were at that castle, and they had a small gift shop, and I'm walking through, and out of the corner of my eye, I just see this image, and I was like, holy moly, they're mine. I want them, they're mine. It was like, called me. How cute are they? I'm not going to take them all out. I showed a video on my Instagram. It was in my story, so you can't even go back. But yeah, they are beautiful. I wish, come on, focus. OMG. So I've been pulling I watched Chevys's interview with Time something. She interviewed her, and Chevys was talking about her tarot, obviously. And if you're not familiar with Chevys, you should go watch Chevys. And she was talking about how she does her one card. She does like a 1-card pool. She'll like ask and think about a question, and then she'll do the 1 card. And I've been doing those every day, and I feel like that has put me in like a different headspace than normal. So I'm really, really enjoying it. Hazel wants to look at them all the time, and I'm like, no. Not that I think she has bad juju. I just don't want her playing with my tarot cards. So when we got back and I had a day and a half to relax before work today, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't feel like working on my sweater, so I pulled out one of the sock tubes that I had cranked, and I started putting some cuffs on. So this is Red Heart and Soul with aloe. There you go. It's called Watercolor Stripe. I know I've showed this to you before, just obviously as the tube. It's pretty much still a tube. But I picked out these 2 yarns, and I put a cuff on one side, and I need to pick up and put a cuff on the side. I was way too tired last night. I think I needed sleep from vacationing. So I'm going to pick these up, and I'm going to put another cuff on, and then I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to cut it, put toes on, and then figure out who they're for and where I need to put heels. So I just wanted to show you guys that I am not neglecting my tubes here. But yeah, that's all I got right now. On the beaches, I did find some sea glass, which I had never found sea glass before. I think I have some in this bag because I think I didn't want to lose it, and I was knitting in the car a lot. Let's see if it's in the bottom. Oh, yeah. Oh, I found sea glass on 2 different beaches. That's a stitch marker, and that's a rock. So that's a rock. I wish they were a little more beaten up. This is probably the softest one I found. It's not gonna focus. But I did find, there's 4 there. I found a really tiny piece of like which would have been probably a darker bottle color. So it was kind of like a red orange color, but yeah. And they're all pretty decent size. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. I don't know. These ones obviously are all green. Yeah. So my cat's using the litter box. That means it's time to stop. So until the next clip, I'll see you guys then. It is now Thursday. The sun's coming right in this window. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and I'm just sitting here. I have my coffee, and the sun's really bad there. Much better here. And blueberry muffin, getting ready to have breakfast before I have to log in for work. But I just wanted to just do a really small update because I haven't done a whole lot. I was showing you that tube that I was making with Red Heart and Soul. Well, I had made the tube, but I was now deconstructing the tube to make 2 socks. I had put in a cuff. Well, I put in the other cuff. There you go. And I've now split the sock in 2. And I put a toe in. So now I have a tube with a cuff and a toe. And as I've been looking at it, and I have my mom's foot and my foot here. My mom's is a little bit bigger, obviously. That much bigger. When I put my mom's foot up to it, now this is the pattern from the Fish Lips Kiss Heel. And this is the template you make. I would be putting her heel in right there. So there would only be this much cuff, which really isn't bad. The marker where, you see the marker? That's where my heel would be. I think I'm gonna keep these. I don't know. What do you think? I haven't cut into them yet, but I want to, and possibly before I post this video. So asking your opinion, I guess, isn't really the greatest, is it? I feel like it's a little wide of a tube. Maybe I should just put it on my foot and see how wide it really is. And if I feel like it's too wide, then that's an indication. Maybe I should give it to my mom. All right. This is going to be hard to show you. And don't mind the non-shaved legs. But there you go. So there's where I'd be cutting my heel in. It's actually not really wide. It is a little extra wide. Maybe I should make these for my mom. But then they would be extra short. Like my heel's here. Hers is like cut it here. That much. I don't know. Maybe I'll marinate on it. She said she would wear shorter socks. So when I had cranked this, she really liked it. Oh no, I don't know. I have started the toe on the other one. So I guess once I get the toes in and then, oops, sorry, squeaky. Once I get the toes in, I'll make a decision. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen that I cranked some yarn. So I planned on making the whole sock with this yarn. But like I've showed you previously, when you Kitchener the toe on the sock machine, because you're doing the short rows on the toe, so you would be knitting that, short row, turning, knitting this, and then your Kitchener is like here. Well, this is a self-striping yarn that I was cranking, and I'm not sure if I like how that is. The first pair of socks I ever did is like that. Oh God, they got a lot of cat hair. So you go up, you go over, you do your short row, and then you have this line across the toe, and you would definitely have a distinct line if it was, that's self-striping, but I think because it's marled looking, it's not as bad. So I'm not quite sure if I like that look. And I really like this yarn. So this yarn, I've showed you guys this yarn actually. It's the Mani Pedi and the colorway is called Crew, and it's kind of like a jewel tone rainbow. Here it is on a cone because I haven't done the second one. So my thought process was to crank so many rows for the cuff and the leg, and then pick up where the leg starts and rip out the cuff. Well, I just can show you. This is the bonnet, ignore this. This is also the yarn I'm using for the toe. So this is the scrap yarn. I would put my needles in here, rip these rows out, and then knit ribbing. Because I really like the ribbing over the hung hem. Not that I don't like the hung hem, because it's fine. I did it on those socks. And I did do the heel. So there's my heel. And then I didn't know what to do. And so I cranked the whole tube. I didn't know what to do. So I can easily pick up somewhere here for my foot, cut the yarn here, and then decrease for my toe by hand. That way my color striping stays, so that's might be what I do. Now, let's just see. If this is where my heel is on this sock, this is where my toe should end. My toe is going to end around yellow here. I put my other sock up next to it to get an idea. So I still have this much. That's a lot. If I fold that in half, that is practically a whole nother sock from one ball, which I didn't think I was going to get 2 socks. Although I did make the leg a little bit shorter than I probably normally would have. Because if you fold it in half, I usually have my toe. I like my toe and my leg, like the when you fold it in half, I like it to be even. If I did the toe down to here, it would not be even. You'd have this much. You can't count this green. I know, it's kind of deceiving. From here to here. So the leg would be that much shorter than the foot, which I'm okay with too. But I think I could get 2 pairs out of this one sock. But I didn't. I'd have to cut this in. So I'd have to do the same thing with this one, because I know how many rows I have here. Then my heel, and then I just cranked. Do the same exact with this ball, and then what's left, I could make a pair of socks with cut-in heels and like contrasting not socks, not the whole sock. Contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs for somebody else. Or I could send the tubes to somebody else and they could do it if they want. Because it's a cool color. I don't think this one's going to be going anywhere. I don't know. I don't know how often they change up this mani-pedi. This is the first one I've ever bought of it, but I really like it. It's beautiful. Yeah, I panicked. I panic cranked, and I just cranked the whole thing. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what I did. All right, I'm going to sign in for work now. That's all I have to show. That's all I've worked on. I haven't had a lot of brain space, if you watched the debate. Just saying. It's Friday, the 2nd of October. Sorry, this is a different angle. I am anxious to get some of this yarn cranked on my Addi machine. Some of the big box store yarn that I have. I want to donate hats for this winter, fall coming, obviously here kind of already. So I'm gonna try to be cranking some of that out. I don't know how much you guys want to see of that. But I had bought these balls of yarn. I think I showed them maybe. I don't remember. I had bought these. Now, I am pretty sure it's a Lion brand. I don't know if they make this actually anymore. I'm sorry. I did not look it up. It said AC Moore's price was $3, and it looks like they marked it down to 99 cents. So I had gotten 3 of these, and I know I got these a while ago. Like, these have been in this bin. If you can't see, there's a bin, Rubbermaid bin, that has a lot of box store yarn in it. Not all of it. I have another bin downstairs, which is more scraps of box store yarn that I was using for like weaving. But I had bought 3 of these. I was attempting to see how big of a blanket I could get with it. This was 1 panel on my Addi machine. It's not big enough. So I told Hazel, I'm scrapping that. Sorry, kiddo. And you can pick out another yarn. And so I'm gonna crank straight from this panel to make one of these. So this is now all 3 balls of yarn. You've seen them. So I made the tube, I closed both ends, and then you just put it inside of one another. So it's my lunch break, and I'm going to try to crank out both of these. These are so simple. I'm going to be donating them. I think these are going to go to the county collects hats and scarves and things like that through the school system here, and so I'm going to be donating to that because there's always kids that can't, their families can't afford things. And so yeah, I think this would be super cute for an elementary school age kiddo. Boys can wear pink. I didn't say girl, but because it's kind of, I don't know, I mean, it's got a lot of pink in it, but a boy could pick this out if he wanted to. Totally okay with that. And I'm gonna crank, so I'm gonna have 3 of these. It's gonna be triplets. I'm having triplets, y'all. All right, I'm gonna do that, and that's about all I have to show you for the week. So this isn't a tutorial by any means, but I will show you how you take it off the machine and then it just cinches up, because I think it's pretty interesting. So I've now started with no waste yarn, cranked my tube, left my tail, and I'm going to put that on a darning needle. Should have had it out and ready. Now I drop every darning needle. You're gonna put it on a darning needle, and then you will crank forward and take your stitches off with your tail end. So I'll show you that. So now you have it off of your machine. You have your tail end with your darning needle on it. You can take, well, you don't have to take that off really. You can leave it on. Here's your tube. Now, I've showed you in previous episodes that they will stretch quite a lot. I love that. And then you take your end. Sorry if you hear the clinking from my darning needle. Kind of have to twist it in. And there's your top. So what I do is I take my end again and I just kind of follow the circle around again a few times, picking up a few stitches just to close it a little more. Some people go back and forth. You can do that. You can go from one side to the other. So if I were to start here, I could go across and pick up a couple stitches. It's not the easiest when you've pulled it all the way tight. And then you have that end done. Of course, I have to pull it through and make it tighter. But the other end, you'll also be able to just pull it tight. Making sure the fabric all comes to the outside. Pull it tight. You'll secure that. You'll pull it through, you can tuck your ends in on the inside, and then you have what this is just already done. There you go. Not a tutorial. Just the little things. I mean, I've watched tons of videos. There's tons of videos out there on YouTube of people making these, I don't remember what they call them. Double layer hats, maybe, I think is what one of them was called. Yeah, there you go. Now I need to crank the third one and I'll have all three done. Let's round up this video. It's Saturday. I'm having coffee. My oldest just came and we had a vegan breakfast together and that was nice. And Hazel had a friend sleepover last night. I am beat. I am tired. I did not sleep well. I was worried about them rolling out of our bed because they ended up sleeping in our bed. Yeah. That's okay. And I think I drank a little too much. I'm feeling a little bit of a headache and interruptions. I'm back. I need more coffee. This is my Knit Happy mug. Has a little tiny chip in it. Got this from, I think John got it from Fibre when we went down there. That's the one in Virginia? Or is it in Virginia? Is it in? I'm not even sure. I can like put information down there. So I finished my triplet hats, so I'll show you. 1, 2, and 3. Done. That's all I've worked on. So that's all you're gonna see. We need to do some house stuff. We painted our steps. The paint we bought was not quite as dark as we thought it was gonna be, but you know what? It's gonna stay that way because we're not buying more paint. Paint's expensive. I could insert a picture of what the steps look like. They were blue, so we gotta take the shutters off yet and change the shutters. We're doing them black. Excuse me. And we have to paint the steps today and paint the other part of the foundation of the wall today. That's our plan. So I will be probably tired tomorrow, and I'm being interrupted again.
I have pants on, in case you were wondering.
We're gonna paint. I just told them we were painting today. That was our big project.
Yeah.
So, other than that, that's it. And slow exit to the side. Whoop. Okay. You haven't been on in a while.
Wanna make out for all your friends?
No.
That's how we make out.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly like
We're
that.
still both drinking coffee.
We are. We usually like to get this involved a little bit.
No. Come on.
What?
In our making out?
Yes.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. Don't front for these people.
Okay, people are gonna think we're like... I don't even know what you would call that.
We're like 50 Shades of Hey. That's exactly how I would
Oh, my gray.
get a couple of little baby chickens all rolled up, 14 jelly beans. Yeah, man, good times. Good times.
And we sing the Gummy Bear song?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a gummy bear. I'm a gummy bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is just ridiculous.
I can't believe we're putting our personal sex tricks out there for the knitting world to see. Oh my god.
I hope none of my followers believe him, because if you've been following for a while, you know he's just...
Did you tell them what we figured out with your Earl Backer in the sack? Yes.
I knit you a tube sock for your...
No, I was talking about for the foreplay.
No. I have no clue.
And completion.
I have no clue where you're going with that. Wow. I'm just gonna drink more coffee.
Yeah.
I drank too much wine. No, drinking coffee.
We lost a natty naughty once. That was a bad day. Bad couple of days. Doctor got it fixed though.
They didn't believe that you fell on it.
Yeah. Yeah, wrecked him. Damn near killed him.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh, goodness. All right, so there you go. My long-term followers should know that John is quite the goofball and should not believe a word he says most of the time. Oh, Hazel's making... Oh, God. It's probably my fault. Alright, so I hope everybody is well. Thank you to all my followers. Thank you to any new subscribers. I've seen a few new subscribers lately. And do you want to say bye? Because I'm getting ready to say bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Oh, your tongue is green. Ew, are you turning into Shrek?
No, that's because I ate a lollipop.
You ate a lollipop?
Freezy pop.
A Freezy Pop.
A dreamy
She already ate breakfast. I let her have a Freezy Pop. I'm not a bad parent, I promise. Alright, so I hope everyone's well. Check in on your loved ones. You want to say bye?